What you doing? This is alcoholandanime. Slightly different. Let's keep going. My name is theacstories. What's your name? Listen to that. Me trying to force a joke in. No, I'm your talk container. The AC Stories. This is alcohol anime. You had some alcohol. Ooh, I only needed a bit of it. I'll tell you more about that when I get to the drink. You should know what I watched. You have no idea what I drink, but yeah, I watched Your Name. It's kind of like a retry. I don't know. I've watched it before. I was like, maybe it will redeem itself. Not that it was bad the first time, but I thought maybe it would be better. That's a topic for later because I'm going to start, of course, with the alcohol. And ooh, was it surprising? I already had. Here's the. Okay. Okay. It's hard to talk about because it's hard to think about without just okay. Your Name. I watched it before, so I knew going into it there is already an alcohol in this. There's actually a decent amount of drinking in this, but I knew there was a specific alcohol in this that there was no way I was going to fucking try it because it grosses me out and it's really just creepy that it's a thing that exists. And okay, in it, what I'm talking about is called kuchikamisake. Pretty much like mouth god alcohol. I don't know if that's literally what it's supposed to be, but I know those words like that. Or it could be mouth paper. No, mouth god, because it's like Sean Moon isn't doing it. Anyways, what it is, and I've just kept calling it spit sake because it's fucking gross and I don't know why it exists. But it's like the maidens of the shrine chew up rice, spit it out, let it ferment, and it turns into sake. Fucking. Oh, no. Oh, I got you. Why the fuck do you want to drink something chewed up by children and spit out? That's just creepy. It's gross. I don't get it. I can't justify it in any way. I understand there's a science behind it, but sometimes science is wrong morally. Maybe like, oh, no. So I couldn't do it. I can't drink something with spit in it. I couldn't go full in and just be like, well, one, definitely not asking a child to spit on a drink. That's never happening. But I couldn't get my ass over either. It was a joke, and the joke was like, oh, when I turn around, like there'd be spit in it. But I don't think that ever happened. Maybe it did. I don't think about it because let's be real, I kiss people. There's spit swapping there. Why is it any different? This was pointed out to me. It's just something weird. I've always hated the thought of spit. In general, I don't know why kissing is any different. Honestly, that's probably kind of worse, but it's not like I'm actually seeing or like, it's just not a thought. But a drink where it's like chewed up. Then there's the whole issue of backwash. I hate backwash. I hate my own backwash. There's been a time Okay. There was a time I drank something from sharing a drink with someone I was dating, and this was a long time ago, but share a drink. There was about a big chunk of backwash. Then I got it, and it was, hang on. So I hate it. I hate it so much. Even in my own drink, if I start to see like maybe a little bits of something, it's I can't do it. Even if I know I'm the only one that's been drinking it, I have to. Which is weird because I like pulpy drinks. So there's a point I could be drinking something and I have no idea what's in it. Oh, this is hurting to talk about. Okay, I gotta move on from this. Anyways, never drinking it. Spit, gross. Even worse when it's from children. Something perverted or weird going on there. If it's a religious thing, that makes sense. They're culty perverts anyways. Just a lot of wrong things going on. And if I just offended you, reevaluate your life, I guess. I don't know. So, what I drink instead, and what I'm calling my drink is, at least it's not spit. But I was like, okay, if I'm not going to commit to this, I have to punish myself somehow. So it's not spit, but was I scared to drink this one too? Because what it is 2 parts Jinro, like soju, 1 part of the Tenjaku Japanese vodka, which this bottle's lasting a while. There's nothing wrong with it. For some reason, it's actually keeping. I think it's because I appreciate it more. And then what was really scaring me, even though I have finished this bottle off quicker than the vodka, even though I just got it, is the golden grain, just alcohol. Just alcohol. I'll say that. If you don't know what it is, it's 190 proof. It's 95% alcohol. I just mix it with a little bit of pretty much everything at this point. It's pretty much flavorless, but if you was to take a shot of it, like I have done so much, it burns. It says it's flammable. I'm pretty sure it's just liquid flames. Ooh, this is how I used to get party started, is everyone would take a shot of this. I'll open up all the bathroom doors, be like, okay, we're going to take a shot. Good luck. And usually people will throw up. Sometimes they weren't. And then these surprising people is who wouldn't throw up and be okay with it. That was always cool. And then me. And then, of course, there's like shot roulette. Getting 2 back-to-back shots of this. Oh, some of the most painful feelings I've ever had. Anyway, so that's what it is. 2 parts Jinro, 2 parts soju, 1 part vodka, half a part of the grain alcohol, and then I topped it off I had a little like coffee cup, and I pretty much just filled most of it up with water just to make it bearable, and which I would say was probably like 4 parts, so 4, 2, 1.5. Slight plus a piece of ice, I guess. So it's definitely slightly more water, but was I not looking forward to trying that? Like no flavorings of any other kind. This is pretty much just mostly flavorless or weak flavor. Soju and vodka have some flavor, and I was like, okay, I can do this. Take a sip. It wasn't bad at all. I was surprised. It was actually kind of nice. It's not like my favorite thing ever, but honestly, this is something I'd be like, hey, try this. And they'd be scared and be like, oh, that's maybe not too bad. So the water could probably vary. Water could probably vary depending on how much you care. I might drop the water a little bit for myself just because I'm brave now. If I get a second one, because I still didn't finish it. Because it's like fine, but it's definitely a sipping one. It's not something you're gulp down, which is what's more of what I need, because I usually gulp things down, especially something like this. But it's not bad. It didn't hurt. It was almost kind of delightful. And I don't know, I'll probably never make another one. But yeah, so that's, at least it's not Spitfire. Oh, maybe that's what I got. But also there was the conflict. I was like, hey, don't spit in this, because the name is literally, at least it's not spit. If you spit in this, it'll make me a liar. I still don't know if there's... oh, no. Let's move on. So that's the alcohol for this episode. For this movie. I don't know if there's anything clever I could have done with your name besides if you drink too much of it, get hospitalized, somebody comes in, you don't have any memory, and you're like, what's your name? I don't know. Because you've forgotten everything and you're dying. Or somebody asks me, what's your name? Because I'm drunk. I stick up my hand because I have an AC tattoo on it. And that's always the joke. Is like, why do you have AC on your hand? Is it in case you get too drunk and forget who you are? And it's like, damn straight, that could be a thing that it's there for. And was it because I went drinking, then gave... Oh, wait, is this bad to say? Because I went drinking, gave blood, and then went and got a tattoo. That does sound bad. Anyways, let's move on from that. Yes, I don't know what... Just getting fucked up, I guess. And that's... I guess it does fit your name, if I put it like that. As far as characters, there's not really... all the characters kind of revolve around the one drink I don't want to talk about, so I'm not going to try to make any other drinks for them. There is other drinking involved. I think you see some different sake. I'm assuming it's different. Hoping. Beer, I think, is in there. So, yeah, there's that. Maybe coffee. That's not alcoholic. So, yeah, we just can move on. Done with talking about alcohol. And let's talk about the film. Your Name. So, I have watched this before. It's been a long while. I didn't watch it when it first premiered. I watched it on a plane at some point. Let's say 2018. 2018 sounds about right. That's when I... Maybe. Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know. Okay. I was on a plane. It was definitely after A Silent Voice came out. I don't know when it came out, but it was after that. So, which I also got to drink at. I could talk about, maybe I should redo that one too. No. I just don't remember when. Maybe it was later? Huh. Maybe it wasn't. Wait. Yeah, maybe it was. Was it the summer? I don't know. Anyways, I watched it on a plane at some point. Don't remember exactly when. And it was just okay. But here's the thing. Is I've already watched, like, The Silent Voice. And that one really got me. I really liked that one. I was also in a movie theater. I had a flask of tequila with me. That probably helped. And beer. Because that theater actually had beer. I miss that theater. And it was... So by the time I got to Your Name, it was already all hyped up. And I was like, oh, this is... I don't know, it's okay. But of course, like I said, I watch it on plane. I don't like being on plane. Like, it's not the flying part, it's just I'm really uncomfortable. It's long because getting anywhere from Hawaii to anywhere else is at least, I think it was 5 hours to the continental US. Usually, I think. Something like that. So it's just an uncomfortable ride, and I'm just doing whatever I can to distract myself. Can't really sleep on planes for some reason, which sucks, but I don't know. So I watched it. It was okay. I preferred Silent Voice. But then here's the thing. I've also watched Weathering with You and Suzume, and I like those a lot, especially Weathering with You. Another great one. And of course there was 5 centimeters per second and Guardian of Words. I think those are also by Makoto Shinkai. Yeah. And I did a video on those kind of on my YouTube. Smaller video. So like it was all okay. And I don't know, Your Name, maybe it's because it was so hyped up. But I also gotta give credit to Your Name, because Your Name is what got like the next movement of like, probably new anime watchers. Definitely the next movement of anime films. Haven't probably had it since Spirited Away. If there was, I can't think of it, and I wasn't around to really watch it. But it was like this whole time there's other things starting to come out around it right after Your Name, and because of Your Name gave these other projects hype. And then the next wave was Mugen Train. That's when it really definitely kicked it into mainstream. So Your Name gets a lot of credit for helping bring anime to theaters. But I watched it again, and it still is just okay. Even with more alcohol in me, I was like, it's just like it's fine. And it was a stepping stone, so better things like Weathering with You and Suzume came out. You know, those two didn't get as much hype as Your Name, which, I don't know. Suzume kind of did, not Weathering with You, unfortunately. But yeah, let's be a little bit educational and give you some information you could look up on Wikipedia or whatever else. Actually, I had to go do my own research into other sources to get some of this info. But Your Name, or Kimi no Nawa, which I'm not sure if that's a direct translation. That's why I should have looked up more. Anyways, surprisingly, It came out July 3rd, 2016 at Anime Expo. It came out in the US before anywhere else. Maybe that's why it was so hyped up. It was like a special thing. Then it came out in Japan on August 26, 2016. Wow. A whole month later. Almost 2 months, really. Huh. Yeah. Of course, I already said the writer and director was Makoto Shinkai. Music by Radwimps. Music is actually pretty good. I took a couple notes on the music. It was nice. I think maybe it's because I already watched it, because I'm already used to hearing the music from this. I'm sure I've heard it multiple times out of context. But yeah, music was fitting. It was nice. It came to Crunchyroll finally on August 18th, 2022. That's where I watched it, Crunchyroll. It's weirdly, for some reason, on Crunchyroll, if you look up your name, it'll be like, your name, dub. Then you go click on it, and then as if it's an episode, it says your name, sub. And it's like, oh, okay, good. I was worried I was going to have to sit through a dub. I'm glad I didn't. I can't take too many more dubs. If you listen to other episodes of this podcast, you probably heard it complain about it quite a bit. So that they tricked me, but it all worked out. What else? The production company was Comics Waves Films. Don't know much about them. Distributor was Toho. There was a light novel by Kodokawa on June 18th, 2016, which is even more surprising that they put a light novel out almost a whole month before it came to Anime Expo. Sure. And then something I hope never happens, a live action went into planning. Starting in 2017, it's still not out. I think it was J.J. Abrams or something like that, and whoever else. I know Toho was also going to try to distribute it. I hope it never happens. It sounds so fucking stupid because they're trying to make it American. And it's like, fuck off. Don't do this. It's so dumb. And the fact that it's been 8 years, right? Yeah. And they still haven't done it. Good. Keep it that way. But no, it's so bad. And then runtime is 170 minutes. It felt short. I thought it was going to be longer or feel longer, but it actually felt pretty short. Because it is pretty short. Not much really happens in it. When you actually sit and watch it, you're like, oh yeah, this definitely could have been longer. Why did you skip through what, like, I don't know. It was like halfway. It just feels like half of it was a montage. You know, that not literally half, but what could have been half of it was condensed into a montage. I don't know. It was okay. So, that's the informational part. I guess we can do a little run through. I already talked about my experiences with it. I don't know. Maybe I would appreciate it more if I watched it in theaters. Oh well, I didn't. So, that's the best I can do. So yeah. Let's go over some of the bits that happened. See if I can justify why I thought and think, how I thought and think I thought about this. Something like that. Dang. Woo! Okay. That's it. First note. I'm proud of myself. Because I should know this stuff more. I have a degree in music. And I don't give music enough attention. Nice opening with good music. It was cool. It was chill. But like still upbeat and had like some energy to it. I don't know. I think I have. I looked up Radwimps before. I'm pretty sure I used to listen to some stuff by Radwimps. Probably did music to other stuff. They just sound familiar. But yeah, just that. Also, overall, it's just very chill. A very chill tone for most of it. And it's kind of nice. Maybe that's why it doesn't feel too exciting for most of it either. But it's just like, okay, this is nice. It could definitely be something you could just like play in the background, like for ambiance until closer to the end. But yeah, so that's what's going on. Now, the actual story. We start with Taki. Yep, that's the name. Wakes up and Misuha's body and starts playing with boobs. boobies. And let's be real. Anybody that wakes up and anybody that has boobs, probably any, obviously, even if they're moobs, man boobs, you're probably playing with them. I know I would. Let's be real. I mean, I'm trying not to be perverted and be like, hey, how long from waking up in a different body is this going to start feeling perverted? I'm like, I don't know. It's like, and to make it even more justified, like, they think they're in a dream, pretty much. So, like, if you think you're dreaming, you wake up in a different body, and I feel like you're going to explore the body, see what's going on. I think if your first thing is to just start masturbating, just start beating it, or flicking shit, that's probably a terrible sign. But if you're just like, what the fuck is this down here? Either way, either kind of down here or like way down here. Nah, both way. It's just like, oh, curiosity, you know? It's like how you explore that curiosity that makes you a pervert or not. But it is funny that every time Taki wakes up, it's just playing with boobs. Even near the end, like, I think it's the last time they switch. Taki still wakes up crying, and then still playing with boobs. And the younger siblings just like, what the? What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, but also, I don't blame him. There's just something nice about boobs. Any size, shape, as, you know, preferably real. It's just, I don't know, it's like a mystery. Something I think about a lot. Just like the concept. And I guess actual things. It's like, why? Yeah, that's where babies get nutrients from, but what is it about boobs that people are so drawn to? And specifically, I guess it's the nipples, right? Because that's the part that's always blurred. You can have as much cleavage, under boob, whatever you want, but it's the nipples. So, but guys have nipples. Males also have nipples. Like, what's the difference? I don't know. That's one of those dumb, whatever, issues that has to get dealt with. But, yeah, so that's how it starts. And then, like, it skips that first day of Taki waking up, and then it switches to a perspective of Mitsuha the next day back in the original body. It's just kind of following Mitsuha's life, not too much. The child of the mayor, I think. I guess somewhat embarrassed or fed up with that. Everyone's just acting like Mitsuha was weird the other day. And I guess it would be. Because the first thing you would think of isn't like, oh, you switched bodies with someone. And you'd be like, oh, you were real weird yesterday. What's going on with that? But yeah, Mitsuha does get like picked on because of the next day. Or the previous day. And then it's just like Mitsuha with a couple friends. They have names. I did not take note of those names. But there is, pretty quickly, they're just talking about how small their town is. There's not really anything going on. They won't just grow up and go to Tokyo. But there is at least 2 pubs. And like, fuck yeah. 2 pubs, exclamation mark, star. That's in my notes. And I was excited about that. It's like, hell yeah. No cafe, but 2 pubs? That's what's up. Anyways, that's that. No, okay, I already talked about my next note, the kuchikamisake. Don't need to talk about that, but it's happening. It shows them doing it. It shows these 2 one especially small children sitting out in front of people, chewing on rice, spitting in a bottle. Why? I don't. Anyways, let's move on from that. That happens. And then here's the thing that I'm trying to contemplate or theorize is then there's a point where Mitsuha says or wishes to be a handsome Tokyo boy in the next life. And this is, after a day of being in Taki's body. So I don't know if this is like this all happened because Mitsuha was going to wish for it. Even though technically Mitsuha is in the past. Spoiler alert for everything you ever watched Your Name. It's fine. You should know by now. But technically this happens in the past, so it wouldn't have mattered. But is Mitsuha wishing this because, like, the dream of Ari switching, or, I I guess, really happened? Or is all this happening because at some point Mitsuo wished for this? Who knows? Yeah, that was just an interesting thing. I realized, which one is kind of, yeah, it's kind of like which one came first. Truly, in like a weird timey-wimey way. So, moving on. Okay, now we still following Mitsuo, but this time in Taki's body. And for someone, maybe Mitsuo's been to Tokyo before. Not at this point yet. Wait a minute. Okay, here's a weird thing. This whole time, Taki's been wearing like a cord or ribbon or something. I think the whole time, unless it's for some reason just appeared at the end. I don't know. I didn't notice it. But Mitsuo is someone that gave Taki this cord. Well, I guess if it's just a cord, it's ordinary enough that Mitsuo wouldn't recognize it. I don't know. But Mitsuo's in Taki's body, somehow getting around fine. Don't know how. Knows the school, knows the class. And like they left notes, kind of. But even though they still thought it's a dream, for some reason it seemed like there was instructions left. I don't know. Makes no sense. And then there's a part. There's a part that don't make sense. Because later we see that Mitsuo does go visit Tokyo to see Taki. But for some reason doesn't go to the school, doesn't go to the home, even though Mitsuo should know where both of those are. It's just chancing that Taki will get on a train eventually, or just looking around wherever. Doesn't go to where Taki's works, even though Mitsuo doesn't know this is the past yet. And Taki doesn't either. So it's just a random thing on a train. It's weird. It makes no sense, actually, when you think about it. It's like, okay. So that's going on. And then Taki's friends just don't really seem to care or mind that much. One of them's even was like, oh, Taki's kind of cute today. It's like, oh, whoa. But yeah. And even goes to work. That's fine. Kind of a bad worker, but it kind of seems like Taki's that way too, maybe. And then, I must have put a note. Of the person's name Taki works with. Oh no. Nope. I just put date and friend for somewhere later. Whatever. Okay. Dumb me. I need to pay more attention to names. And then we finally get to switch back to Taki. Back in on body, starts to realize they're switching, then leaves notes for sure. So, I don't know. Some of this just doesn't make complete sense to me. Like what was actually happening or not. And then this is where there's like a montage. Like already. And that's most of what you think would happen. And probably most of the important stuff. It's just a montage of their lives and the changes and stuff like that. And this is where we would have saw, if this was a series, it probably would have lasted longer. This is where most of the story probably would have took place, was this montage. But no, it's all skipped. Because it's insinuated, of course, Taki and Mitsuo start crushing on each other. But we don't get to see that part. I don't feel like it's, with what we see, I don't feel like it's justified. Yeah, of course they would get to know each other even better than anyone else could. But, also, now I'll say that little thing towards the end. No, I'll say it now. The name of the film is Your Name. At least in English. And maybe it's because they didn't think of the name in English. But they know each other's names. There's no mystery with that. Your name doesn't come in until the very end. So there's, I don't know. The name doesn't make sense for the longest time. I'm looking up something real quick. You're what? Kimi no, huh? Maybe it is. Did I write it wrong? I don't know. Maybe it's not Kimi no Nawa. No, maybe it is. Who knows? But maybe I shouldn't talk about this film, because the more I talk about it, the more I'm just like, this wasn't all that, you know. Ooh, let's move on though. At one point, Taki in Mitsuo's body going with a family trip, the grandparent and sibling, to the shrine located in a crater. Kind of cool looking thing. In order to lead the spit sake there, but there's talk about musubi, and if you're like me, like, damn, I love spam musubi, let's go. But apparently musubi is also some other important concept. I think it's called knotting, like Knotti, something to do with that, and it's just like how everything is fit together and intertwined with each other, everyone's lives, the world, what you do, all that stuff. It's all connected together. And I think that's, from what I understood, that's kind of what musubi is. And it's like, hell yeah, musubi. Dang, I kind of want some smell musubi. There's other kinds. There's a musubi place I like going to. Has all kinds of different stuff. Shirokiya. I miss that place. So yeah. And then on the Miso and Taki's body side of things, trying to just hook Taki up with an adult, because I'm pretty sure they're still high schoolers. And one of the co-workers, definitely an adult. And for some reason, Miso is just making it weird. Also, I'm pretty sure Miso might be lesbian. Not that it matters, but it's sad about it. Oh, wait. I'm dumb. I'm so stupid. Okay. Here's why. Mitsu, back, like, once they switch back, Taki's back in original body, Mitsu's back in original body. And then Taki's going on this date with the person I forget the name of. But Mitsu is sad because I also want to go on the date. And for some reason, that was me thinking Mitsu wanted to be in Taki's body going on the date with this person. No. It was Mitsu wanted to be going on the date with Taki. Oh, probably. I'm dumb. Never mind. Forget what I just said. I'm so stupid. Why did I assume that at first? Drakes. So yeah, that's most of it. And then, is that the same day? I think it is. And back in Mitsu's time, 3 years before Taki's time, I never said that part yet. It's time for the comet. The comet is passing Itomori, the place where Mitsu lives. The switching stops. For whatever reason, nobody knows the mystery. And now we focus on Taki. For some reason, and somehow Taki's drawing Itomori. I guess Taki's artist. Don't know exactly why. I guess when you kept switching and suddenly stopped, you're just desperately drawing. Maybe there was also a hint of losing memory already, because that's a big thing towards the end. So maybe that's why Taki was so desperate to draw it. But yeah, and then Taki goes looking for Itomori. Somehow never learned the name of this town, or maybe immediately forgot it. But yeah, all that time spent as Mitsu never learned the town you were living in, that part was weird. So I can only assume you forgot it some reason. Weird. I don't know. There's just so much stuff that doesn't make sense like this. Because it's not like it happened once and that was it. They kept doing it for what looked like a decently long amount of time. Anyway, so yeah, Taki goes looking for it. The date and the friend come too for some reason. The date actually does admit also like Taki, which is weird. You're an adult. This is a child. I don't know how old this person is. But it's weird. Stop. But yeah. Eventually they find out about Itamori because they were at a diner. The people working there, I guess, owned it. Saw the drawing and was like, oh, that's that place. Remember? And like, you were born and lived there. And it's like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, and they were just about to give up. But hey, hope, there's a clue. So they go there, and then they see Itamori is destroyed. And they learn the history and everything that happened. And then, after seeing this, the notes disappeared. It's like, oh, so this is a memory and all that kind of stuff starts to get going. They all do some more research into it, and then eventually find that Mitsuo died. Yeah. So that's why the switching stopped. I guess also, yeah, they must have realized this was also in the future. The date and friend don't really call Taki out for being crazy. And they're kind of supportive and there for Taki. So that's nice. So Taki remembering what the old granny said, or that shrine or whatever, and the Musubi, all that, decides to try to track down the shrine, thinking that will do something. And it does. Hang on. Because... oh no. Hang on. It does because Taki goes. And, knowing the place, the town was destroyed, and so no one else ever made any more of the spit sake, knows that the two left there were Mitsuo's and the younger siblings. Drinks Mitsuo. Oh no! Also, it's only been 3 years. Is that enough time? I guess it's enough time for a minute. Probably doesn't take that long. Especially sake. If you're wondering, sake is more how it's made and brewed or whatever. It's more like beer than it is wine. So saying sake is rice wine isn't really right. There is rice wine, but it's not what people are saying sake is. Anyways, so gross. And it also makes me wonder what would have happened if Taki would have drank like Mitsuo's younger sibling spit sake. Oh, the even smaller child. Ooh, I hate this. I hate this so much. I want to stop talking about this already, or move on because this is the last time it's brought up. I want to be done with this episode already. Okay. Oh, okay. So drinks it. Sees Mitsuo's life from birth and on, one of the parents dying, the other one becoming the mayor, kind of just being a little assholey, a little bit, but mainly just sad. And then they finally switch again, and this is when Taki wakes up crying and playing with boobs. Even boobs, I guess, can't stop the tears. Doesn't stop the boobs for sure. Yeah, and then of course Taki goes around in Mitsuo's body trying to convince everyone about the comment. Well, I'll not say everyone. Mainly the friends, the granny, who I think believes, but is also saying no one else is going to. So then Taki makes plans with the friends on how they're going to do this. Part of it was like Taki and Mitsuo's body would go convince the mayor to get people to evacuate, and then the one friend would go to a construction site and set explosions to scare people away and to cause a reason for evacuation. The another friend would go on like the speakers and stuff, or maybe that was retconned later and changed because other developments happened. I don't know. So they had a plan. It was a decent plan, I guess. But yeah. And then we see things somehow changed. Because on the day of the comment, of course, it was Mitsuo. But the day before should have been Taki. But now, for some reason, and of course all this should have happened at some point anyways, we see the day before is actually Mitsuo. And this is when Mitsuo went to Tokyo to try to find Taki, found out the whole truth, gave the core, all that stuff. And now, it'll switch again, and now it's Taki and Mitsuo's body on the day of the comment. Yeah. I just said that. Yeah. So now, Taki is. I don't know what Taki's plan actually was, but it was pretty much like, oh, I gotta find Mita in my body, or just Mita's consciousness, or somewhere like that. So goes back to the shrine again. Doesn't drink anything, luckily. And like while they're on like the rim of the crater where the shrine was, they're able to like kind of hear each other and do all this. And then Twilight is when they're actually able to finally see each other and all this stuff. And then they switch back again. And then Taki forgets everything afterwards. It's like, oh no. And what happens after that? I guess just cut to the beginning. Taki woke up there confused about what was going on, or made it back to safety, or I don't know. Anyways, from here on we continue with Mitsuha back in her original body. Their plan kind of went off, explode substation, announce emergency, go back to convince the mayor again. Huh. I have notes, but now I'm confused. And then, I guess it goes okay. The comet comes, it hits again. Then we cut back into the future, even further into the future. 5 more years from where Taki was, so 8 years from where Mitsuha was. Taki's an adult looking for a job. Something like, I don't know, it seems like urban development, kind of, or rural development. Something like that. I don't know. Something about landscapes and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And so, here's another big question, though, that's never addressed, is those 3 years since, Mita, all those people are alive. Did anything change in those 3 years, or is it kind of just pick up from where Taki left off, and now there's 5 more years gone by? I don't know. It never addresses it. And then we finally see Mitsuha's 2 friends at a fake Bucks, whatever this version of the fake Starbucks is, because everyone has to have one, specifically of a fake Starbucks. But they're in a cafe. I'm pretty sure they were talking about getting married. And then this whole time, Taki's had this like nagging feeling of like missing something, or something just not being right. And then while they're on trains passing each other, growing up Mitsuha, growing up Taki, 2 opposite trains. And then one runs after the other. I guess it was, or maybe they both run after each other somehow. I don't know. They're both running. And then they see each other, kind of. And they're just like, oh, I'm just going to awkwardly walk past. Don't mind me. Okay. And then they stop. And then they actually start talking. And it's like, why? That was awkward. But then it's like, I don't know, you lose your nerve at that moment. The whole thing seems weird. You just have a feeling. You don't really know for sure. You kind of probably feel a little crazy. So, okay, I get it. Cool. And then that's it. That's the movie. There's really not much that happens. You get a little introduction to the characters. Then there's a montage where probably most of the action, the humorous bits, any actual character development, any budding romance would have happened. All that was in the montage. And then you just jump to a little bit of lead up, but you mainly just jump to the climax of the film. And then you get to see a little bit in the future after it. And it was like, wasn't there supposed to be more? That's all I can think about. It's like, I feel like there was more. And they definitely had time to do more. Only 170 minutes? Yeah, sure. You could extend it a little bit. Wait a minute. That's not right. I must have wrote the wrong thing down. This definitely wasn't almost 3 hours. 110 minutes, maybe? That sounds more right. I think it was 110 minutes. Definitely not 170. This definitely was nowhere near a 3-hour movie. It wasn't too. I think Crunchyroll said it was like an hour 40 something. I must have wrote that down wrong. There's no way it's 170, right? Am I crazy? I feel like I'm just getting info wrong. I shouldn't do stuff while I'm drunk. Definitely get stuff wrong, I guess. That makes sense. I'm gonna re-look this up. 107 minutes. Okay, that makes more sense. Not 170. It's 107. Yeah. Hey, while I'm here, let's look up what else happened. I got time. Radwimps. I was looking you up. What else did you do that I wouldn't know? Oh, Weatherwimps music. Okay, so I guess Radwimp just does the music for Makoto Shinkai's stuff. That's why I would recognize it. Cool. Just looking to see if there's anything else. No, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, yeah. There was a bunch of rewards. Uh, of course, I mean accolades. Sure. So I mean that's not surprising with how big of the movie was. I think it was like I don't think it did say it. Let's look at the reception. So it was like the second largest animated movie or anime film since Spirited Away, fourth ever in Japan, and behind Titanic and Frozen, which, okay, sure. First anime film not directed by Miyazaki to earn more than 100. You can look all this stuff up on online. Held the number one position for 9 consecutive weekends before being toppled by Death Note. Wait, I don't know. It's just random stuff. Yeah, a whole bunch of rewards. I'm going to read all of them. Let's see if there's anything I recognize. Not really. Just a bunch of random stuff. What is the new type anime awards? I haven't heard of that one. It's 2016. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything I recognize. Yeah. Okay, that's it. But yeah. So I mentioned it kind of before. The your name part doesn't play any part in the movie really, because that was my thought. It's like, oh, they're trying to figure out who each other are, but they pretty much know who each other are immediately after a couple times switching back and forth. So the your name thing is near the end when they start losing memory and they're getting desperate. It's like, oh, I gotta remember your name. Who are you? And I forgot. Okay. Oh, and then one cheesy thing, it was like, oh, write your name on your hand. But then Taki writes on Mitsu's hand, not a name, but I love you. It's like, okay, that's fucking stupid and cheesy. That, like I said, it wasn't deserved. It doesn't show, in the film at least, them two getting close like this. You can't assume it because of the whole situation. But it's just not earned. So the whole romance thing, I almost forgot that it was ever supposed to be a romance. I thought it was supposed to be kind of like sci-fi time stuff more than anything. Weird, whatever. And the fact that there was any kind of romance was dumb. It's just forced. And then also weird with other things. Oh, man. Do I like this movie? I don't know if I do. It's not very good, right? And I think that's because I've had more chances to watch other stuff. And I watched it years after all the hype of it. So might be kind of biased towards not liking it. I don't know. But it makes no sense. It's just not that great. And maybe I'll look into it too much. But that's all I really have to say about it. Otherwise, I'll just keep like going on, rambling, all that stuff, and I don't want to seem too negative because it's not like it's bad. It's just like you can't look at it too hard. You can't dig too deep in this. Otherwise, it does just start to be bad. I hope the live action never happens because that would definitely be bad. Maybe I would like the light novel more. Huh. I could maybe look into that because I know when I've read the book for Fireworks. I really like that. That's another one. I really like Fireworks. First episode of this podcast. Silent Voice. I have the full box set of the manga, and I like how that expanded. So maybe the light novel helps expand it a little bit more. And I'll probably like that a little better. But yeah, it should have just took more time. And I know some films are getting longer. I know a lot of people don't like long movies because they just want it to be over with as soon as it starts. Makes no sense to me. I want a whole experience with something. I want as much as I can get. I just don't understand the other mentality. But that's going to be it. That's all I have to say about Your Name. If you want to talk more about it, you can. I normally do a poll. What? Oh, I know what the poll is. I can't talk about it because I'm so tired of gagging. But it's like, will you drink spit sake? Or how gross is it? Or something like that. It'll definitely have to do something like that. Maybe comparing my drink with the drink in this. Who knows? But yeah, if you want to talk more about Your Name, more about anime in general, and want to talk about alcohol, and want to talk about anything, leave comments, follow me on social media, theacstories, email me, theacstories@gmail.com. I also have a Discord. There's plenty of ways to find me. Just, links will probably be in the description, easy to find. But I'll also want to thank my Ko-fi member, Julio Vasquez. If you want to help support me on Ko-fi, you can do that. Ko-fi or Patreon. I have different tiers, different things coming to both of them. Same thing on both of them, but you don't have to do it. But if you want to, I appreciate it either way. But that is going to be it for me and this episode of Alcohol and Anime. I have been your Taku Tainer, the AC Stories. Until next month, thank you so much, and bye.